Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Turn the Page. And I'm so glad to see that all of you are here. We're going to talk to Dr. Ken about detoxing, foot baths, and more. So let me just take a look to see how everything is looking out there in Rumble Land. And I see a few people are out there in Rumble Land. All right. Okay, good to see you guys out there. So first thing I actually want to do before they come on here is just talk a little bit about what's happening. I'm not going to be talking a lot more about what's happening in the news, as all of us I feel are awake that follow me. And if you're not awake, I'll be bringing you information on that. You could also always go back and watch my older videos. I have over almost 600 videos out there. I'll be uploading even older ones from when I was on YouTube into Rumble. So apparently this is coming from Courtney Allen, and it was a repost from David Nino Rodriguez. This says all these went down at once. And I only noticed Facebook because I was trying to post something. It kept trying to tell me that I wasn't logged in. How about you? What was your experience out there? I really didn't pay much attention to it because I put my devices down for about 2 hours ago. But this is what they're showing us. This is just a little sneak peek for what's coming in about 4 months. 4 months, June or July. Okay. Don't say we didn't tell you. Not sure what they're supposed to be telling us here. So today is Super Tuesday. And there was an election in the area where I live. And they were also trying to get everyone to vote for Steve Garvey, I believe, to replace Pencil Neck, if you guys know who that is. So without any further ado, let me bring in Dr. Ken and Sherry, and we can talk about all these other current events at another time and place. Let me just see where, let me just stop sharing and come back and bring them in and welcome them into Turn the Page. If you guys would all be so kind out there in the chat. Hello, Dr. Ken and Sherry. How are you?
Hi, guys.
Okay, I just want to get a 5-5 from everybody. Can you turn your volume up just a little bit? Can you guys hear them okay?
Let me turn the volume up.
Okay. Hey, Dr. Ken, how's everything going with you?
It can't be better. It really can't. As you can see behind us here, the additional 2 chambers are being already hooked up, but we don't have the permit to actually put a physical body in them, but they're all ready to go. We have to adjust the TVs a little bit more and do some things, but we're getting more and more people. We're about 75% on the 2 that are up front. So
yeah, you got to mute, Sherry. You got to mute yourself for now.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm trying. Oh.
So only one of us at a time, right?
Yeah, that's correct, because you guys are sharing a link, and when you cut over to Sherry for what she's going to show with the toxin bath, then you just mute yourself, Dr. Ken. How's that?
Okay.
Okay. What I'm going to do right now, Janine, I'm going into the foot bath room with Mary, and then I'm going to give Mary the phone.
Okay, real good. So our guest is Mary, and she's going to be demonstrating the foot bath for us. And I hope you guys are all paying attention. This is really important about detoxing our bodies. It's in the food, it's in the air, it's in the water, it's out there, and it's in us. And what we've got to do is filter ourselves out of these toxins. Is that right, Dr. Ken?
That's correct. Especially with what's happening with all the new strains of COVID coming along. We really need to protect ourselves and keep our immune system strong. And if you're full of toxins, you're already 200% fighting things that you don't need to be. So you need to get that crap out of you to begin with, and then of course use your supplementations and your other things to keep your immune system strong. It's not a pretty outlook for what could be coming to us. So
yeah, so we're going to spend about 45 minutes with Dr. Ken and Sherry, and I think you said Mary. Unfortunately, we can only go up until the hour, and then we have to part our ways here. But so I want to get as much as I can out of Dr. Ken. And I'm not going to ask as many questions as I would love to. Dr. Ken, we're going to start from the beginning about detoxing and the proper way to detox in the process that you're about to show us.
We use well, first of all, we have the hyperbaric chambers, which is one of the top methods of detoxing as well. Okay. And several years ago, I had been at a seminar and I had seen the ionic foot bath. And the ionic foot bath, you put your feet in and there's an array that changes the ionization of molecules, and with a little Mediterranean Dead Sea salt, it starts to pull things out of your feet. Okay. And I saw this happening with a lady who had severe arthritis. It was the wife of a doctor at the seminar. And she was doing this on Friday when the seminar starts. And then knuckles crumbled and everything. And then I saw her doing another one as we walked by into the seminar. She's doing another one on Saturday. And then when I saw her again on Sunday, wasn't there anymore. So I said that I need to get one of those. But at the time, I put my money into the laser at that seminar. So anyway, but
the laser treatments.
Yeah, cold laser. Yeah, that we use.
Yeah.
And so after I closed my practice and I went to work with somebody else who had a foot bath, and I said, well, the laser can also detox, and we put that on a couple of different areas at different frequencies. So we do thoracic ducts, we do thymus, and we do the adrenal kidneys. Those points on the body with the trillions of billions and trillions of photon energy from a cold laser opens up that channel as well. So I said, well, why don't we use this while you guys do a foot bath? So I brought it in one day and I did those points on her, and the lady at the clinic put this lady in a foot bath, and what was coming out we had never seen before. It was like totally different than a normal foot bath. Okay, so not that the foot baths aren't, and even the foot baths are nasty. They really will pull things out, and they do work. Okay, and so consequently, we started doing that, and we saw things, and then we added other things, and then we added the sauna and the laser and the foot bath. But those combinations, we were pulling things out of the body, and people were like, man, I haven't felt this good in so long. I'm walking on air, and really, really interesting. And then when there was a summit on autism, of course, we got into this whole field because of our daughter, Teeny, back there doing a foot bath, as you can see, eating her cantaloupe. Okay. There she is. Okay. And, right. There's Teeny. The last show, she was in the chamber, remember? Yeah. So
yes.
Anyway, she's doing a foot bath, and she takes a lot of supplementation, and she takes a lot of things. So you're already seeing a lot of the things that just interact with the body, and food colorings and that are starting to come out. And interesting though, the foot baths at this summit, Autism Summit, there was a doctor from the United Kingdom who had only been using supplements and the foot bath and broke it down into two sections. There were the autistic children that were from like 4 to 12, and then another group from like 12 to 20. And after so many, can't remember, I'd have to pull it up. So the younger ones were doing like 3 times every other day for like 3 weeks. And then the older group was doing like every day for like 10 days. And what was interesting was the younger group, their social awareness improved like in the 60%, okay, just from the foot bath. And the older group, which was pretty cool, was their social grew about mid 70%. And what was really phenomenal was that a lot of the older group who had been nonverbal all of their life started talking.
Whoa.
after the foot bath and supplementation. Okay, so
So is pulling it from the brain, or what do you think?
pulling it from the body, it changes metabolic pathways. It does all kinds of things. When you get the crap out of you, hey, you know, because it's throughout the body. It's in the brain. And it's interesting because here in Georgia, I've had people that do it, high level functional people. And what's interesting, we don't know where that's coming from, but women here in Georgia, for some reason, store cadmium in the brain.
What is
Okay?
that? What is
It's
that?
heavy metal. Cadmium, it's a heavy metal. And, I don't know where it's coming from, but women attract it for some reason in Georgia.
Well,
And
does it have anything to do with like the soil out here where there's a lot of iron in the South? I have no idea. I'm just pulling at strings at this, but it's one of the things I noticed. You could get in the Midwest where the dirt is rich in nutrients and everything else. You come south, it's red, iron. You got to add all the nutrients to all the plants, all the food. Maybe it's coming up through the foods.
could be very easily. I haven't researched it that much. I put it in and I see the crap, and and you can't really base a foot bath on the color. There are people out there. Oh, the color of this is well, color can come from pathways in your nutritional diet as well. So, things that are green, they affect different parts of the body. That when you eat that, things that are red, go to different areas. So it's just that you need to see that. But one thing I do see when I see metals that actually, because they're heavy, they will settle in the bottom of the pan. Okay.
Wow.
And what's interesting is we see an awful lot of in almost everybody. We're going to see some light kind of green, aqua colored, heavy pieces that are in the bottom. And we do know that is aluminum. And people are being exposed to aluminum everywhere.
Yeah.
First of
Dr.
all,
Ken, if I could politely interrupt you on this point, I just want to ask. So I think Sherry has got a camera back there. I see a hose coming out of the bucket. Can you explain this setup for us so that everyone at home understands it? Because they're wanting to purchase this equipment for the home use.
okay. Well, let's have Sherry also. That is what's called an array. And it has an electrical current coming into it with an anode and a cathode element. And those are the things that take the oxygen and either put it into a positive charge with the anode or a negative charge with the cathode. And that combination then is what interacts and ionizes the body's cells to open up and start pulling that out. That's what it's called an array. It's an array, and then it plugs into the machine. Honey, just focus in onto the machine directly. Okay, there we go. And it punches into this machine, and we use what's called electrochi. Now, there's the first one that came out was called AMD, and it was the number one thing for years. Electrochi, I found through research, gave me the same results I needed. And rather than putting an RR on the hood, I put an L on the hood. Okay. Instead of Rolls Royce, I put a Lexus on the hood. Okay. And I'm getting excellent results. Okay. Now, this is a professional model, though. Okay. This is a commercial for the doctor, better, last longer, etc. Do you want me to get into pricing?
No.
Okay.
No. This was just a high level question, but I wanted to know because I saw the hose and I needed to explain it to the people that are following this.
Yeah,
This is
it's not a hose.
amazing.
It's an electrical current that's going into the metal arrays. Okay. And and if anybody's interested, there are various levels, home packages. Just have them reach out to me. I can help them because we have so many people that literally. We can literally put them at home, and when they get out of the chamber, okay, especially arthritis, they buy one of these and take it home because it changes them, and they can do that at home, and thus it works. And then their whole family can do it. Everybody can detox, right? So.
So if anybody is interested in wanting to know how much this costs, you have to let me know in the chat, you guys. If you have questions, let me know. I'm going to ask Dr. Ken and Sherry directly. This is a live demonstration. If you guys are just joining in, this is live with Tina, right? And Teeny, I'm sorry. And also, is that Mary that's back there?
Mary, yeah, there's Mary. Okay.
Hi, Mary. And we have Sherry that is orchestrating all of this back there. So any questions you guys have, just let me know, and we'll ask them as we go through this. What else do you want to share with us, Dr. Ken?
Well, there's 2 settings that we go through in the detox protocol with the machine. There's a 30-minute session for cleansing, and then we flip it to a 10-minute of energy at the end. And that basically counteracts one and then throws it back in. So it's pulled it out, and now it's going to come back and give you some things that will help, because you're pulling out a lot of things. Therefore, you need to also, when you get done, you need to get into your good water. You need to support the liver. You need to support the kidneys. You need to support the adrenals. You need to do that either through your nutrition or whatever. And I guess she's just showing the whole background here, how we come through, and we think, and then we have this, and then we have nice diffusers in there, and then we have specific water, and she's showing you that we add a component to the water that actually helps detox even more and balance your electrolytes, so you don't overdo it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Dr. Ken, do you sell these to people that are interested in purchasing them? So we'll get to that later at the end of the show.
yeah, we can.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to mute because Sherry wants to talk to you. Let me go here and figure out how I'm going to do this on her laptop. Oh, okay. Here we go. There's a thing right over here. Going to mute there. Oh.
I think we lost Sherry. I think she just might have turned the camera off. She just turned the camera off. But all right, so we're going to catch back up with her. You turn the camera off.
Oh, turn me off.
Okay. No.
No. It looks like Sherry's iPhone her phone is the camera is off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my son's working on that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to explain why I'm putting I'm going to be putting drops into the water that I'm going to be having them to sip on through the foot bath, and then they need to continue that and drink the whole bottled water with all the minerals, because it's actually got essential minerals and vitamins that are being also the good stuff that's being pulled out of your body. It's replenishing, and that's one thing with a good facility that is offering these foot baths is you want to make sure that they're following certain protocols, and that is one that you do need to be replenishing your body with these essential minerals and vitamins. And so that's what we do. And then we also want them to make sure they can contact me, because they need to make sure that they're cleansing the equipment properly. They're neutralizing it between each bath. And there's a specific protocol that should be followed. So if they're looking in their area to go to a facility, there's a checklist that I would recommend that they would follow to ask anybody that's going to be providing this service.
Okay, Sherry, I'm going to have them contact you directly. And if you would just let everyone know where you're located at, And everybody, if you're really interested in purchasing one from Dr. Ken and Sherry, please get a pencil and paper and write down either their phone number or their website. So we're going to get to all that information for you guys really soon, while they are working on the next step here. So right now, Dr. Ken, I'm just going to ask you, what else did you want to share with us about detoxing? This is so amazing. So, especially with the arthritis that you happen to mention. It's interesting. Arthritis will show up on an X-ray. So if you take an X-ray and then do the foot bath, can you see the arthritis that is diminished?
Have no idea. Okay, I'll be honest. Okay, it's there's a good chance after several foot baths that you may see something. Arthritis, it just wears and wears. And in fact, I had a pain in my right hip for a long time, and I went to therapy and they stretched it and they dry needled and they did everything and it'd feel better until I took one step down again, and there it was back again. And I went to people and they said, well, you don't have arthritis. We don't know what it is. It looks like you got a labrum tear. So we went on for a while, and finally, well, it just didn't go away. Well, go see this guy. He works on the Ravens and the Braves and all the athletes. He's a hip guy. And I went down there and he said, well, I'm looking at, like you just mentioned, I'd like to do my own set of x-rays. And then, so we did, and he put me in another position called the frog or something that they never done before. And he came back and he said, you don't have pain from a labrum tear. Here's where your pain is. And he took it, you see this little tiny thing here? You have arthritis. Okay, that's where your pain is, right? And so I started doing the foot baths more, and I started getting in the chamber more. And then ultimately, even then, he was like, well, what are you doing? There's 5 steps. And I said, okay, what are they? And he said, well, first of all, are you taking omega-3s? And I said, been doing them for years. Okay. Have you had therapy? Yes, I have. Okay. Then what? The next one? And are you taking? Let's see. Anyway, yes, I'm doing all that. And I said, well, what's number 4? He said, a steroid injection. And of course, number 5 is surgery. Well, I said, well, let's give it a chance. Well, let's give it some time here. And based on what I was doing, it did help. It got rid of the pain. The arthritis is still there. And 3 years later, it's still there. And the hip is wearing out. There's just nothing to it. So the next thing, of course, I get rid of the pain and I get rid of the inflammation. And that's where the foot bath and the chambers and the laser and all those things do. I survive without pain. I survive without inflammation. I can play golf. I can do those things. But there's going to come a point in time where either the hip's going to need to be replaced, modeled, or I'm going to get some stem cells.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And,
so, Dr. Ken, this process of detoxing right now, I don't know if you mentioned this and I missed it, but it's about 45 minutes. Is it?
40 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
40 minutes.
Okay.
What's really important, though, too, like I said at the beginning, we're exposed to over 200 toxins every day. Over 200 between metals and air and EMFs now and 5G towers and whatever, bad water, so all of that is accumulating. And what's even stranger is we're really, for the last 7 to 8 years, our bodies are filling up with plastic.
Yeah.
We have plastic in everything that's packaged in plastic. Everything is there, BPA free. What is that? Bull, whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it is, and it's interesting because I just want to kind of throw a little something that I noticed today. So, I'm going to divert a little bit, but it's going to come back to the processed crap that is out there. So, They have this thing where I live where it's Arbor Day. You can go and pick up two trees for free to plant and, bring the, nature back to your home if you need to plant some trees. Well, I also had another neighbor that actually had a huge forest behind her, and she dug some up and gave them to me. The ones that she dug up that were natural, grown from seeds or pods or anything that has fallen, are vibrant. And these ones from these arbor trees are just sitting there like they're still dormant while everything else is blooming. And you got to wonder how much of this stuff that they're manufacturing with our food and everything else that's out there, even our plants, our trees, it's showing me something here. I'm observing the growth of the stuff that came from natural stuff versus the stuff that I think was manufactured. That's a little bit of a diversion there.
Well, it's everywhere. I mean, Dr. McCullough put out a thing just day before yesterday on cheese. It's not cheese anymore, okay? It's GMO made by Pfizer, okay?
In at McDonald's, and it hasn't been cheese in about 25 years. Everything's been processed, and all that plastic that you talk about, and all the stuff we're putting into the kids, and you know what? I saw something that I noticed, like in the 50s, 60s, in the early 70s, everybody was super thin. Everyone was thin. And now everybody is just their body is just we're all overweight, as I am myself, and it's from eating fast foods and whatever it is that they're putting in the food out there, whether it's coming from the grocery store or if it's coming from a plant, whatever they are spraying on everything, it's just making us all ill. We're not living as long as we used to.
And yet we should be living even longer with technology. Okay, so. And we're seeing that, though. I mean, I see that in my network of things that not my grandkids, not my great grandkids, but probably my grandkids' great grandkids. Will probably, if they don't design things to control population, there's a good chance that they'll live to 250 to 300 years. Okay, That's coming. Okay, so. That'd be interesting to see what kind of changes to go from flying cars to electric transport to Mars. Okay, whatever. So it's absolutely bizarre, and how things fast speed, like used to be like every phone would change like every year or so. Now every phone is changing like about every 6 months, and then every other technology is like more and more and faster. So. But going back to, she's going to show you the saunas too. And that's part of our protocol that we do here. We have the foot baths, but when we fell into something that was totally different, people were coming to the house and they get in the chamber, then we do the laser and the foot bath, and that was completely different. And then when they actually came out in 2015 and said that the far infrared sauna was the only thing that opened that channel to dump your plastic. So by getting in there at that 140, 160 degrees for a half hour, 40 minutes, opens up all that lymph and channels as well. Okay. And excuse me. I'll call you back, Mac. I'm in the middle of the podcast. Okay. Yeah. So consequently, those things, that's the way they happen. My son goes back here shaking his head. Dad, your phone.
It's okay. It's great because we get to see the real thing, and that's what it's all about, right? All right. So
anyway, let's go back to another thing, though, real quick. Okay.
Sure.
Is the major thing with detoxing is in all the things that we're exposed to right now. Okay. We need to get that out, and because of all the things that are coming at us. Okay. And one of the main factors that we find, people that are trying to lose weight or going on a diet should not be doing a diet or trying to lose weight if they're not detoxing. Because when they're starting to do that, they're opening up channels through their losing weight, and they're putting all of those toxins into their body, and they can get really, really sick. Okay. So if you're going to do a diet you need to be detoxing at the same time you're trying to do a diet, period.
Dr. Ken, let me ask you a question on that. I just read a little bit about it, but they were saying that fasting for 24 hours is the cure for actually losing weight. In fasting and detoxing, what is the difference between the detoxing? Yeah, why don't you just explain the difference between those?
Well, detoxing, you're pulling things out of the body. Okay. When you're fasting, you're literally getting your energy from the fats and the part of the body that's storing that. So when you fast, you're going to lose weight. Okay. There's no doubt about it. Okay. Because that's where you're getting your energy from, what you're storing. If you're eating, that's where your energy comes from first. Okay. And if you're not eating, though, then it's got to go somewhere else to get the mitochondria. It has to get the energy into the cell, and it's going to go to your stored fat. Unfortunately, it always goes to the brown first, the good fat, rather than the chunk that's around my waistline right now. Okay. So, and that's kind of the difference. And if you're going to do any fasting, boy, you really need to be under doctor's care or supervision. Because it can be very dangerous going total keto or any of that, really, if you haven't had some lab work done and know where you are metabolically to be able to step into that process. Most of the time, most people can get by with the normal fast, of not eating for like 10 hours to start with, 9 or 10 hours, and then jumping it up to eventually getting to that 12-hour period that you don't eat, and you set that, and even down to 7, but you need to take that in baby steps, okay? Or you can throw your body into massive shock, so, yeah.
So what they're doing here is they're detoxing for 45 minutes. They're drinking whatever Sherry is providing to them. What will they experience after they're done detoxing basically detoxing here?
Well, they're going to look at the water and they're going to go, what the is that coming out of me? Okay. That's going to be the first thing they're going to experience. And then after that, it's just a matter of everybody's a little different. They may feel a little lightheaded, but again, you need to go back and support the organs and all the things that it's taken out of. The water that we're giving you boosts that, but continue that at home. Get into some good nutritional things that you can get back into the body. And like I said, some people will call the next day and they'll just, man, I haven't felt this good forever. I don't know, and I only did one. What's funny is, though, we're bringing on a medical director here, okay? And he came in to do a foot bath, all right? And he got done with that foot bath, and it was the cleanest foot bath I had ever seen. It was like, you have no toxins, right? Wait a minute. What in the world? Really? I mean, it was. I'd never seen anything. Most people at least have some murk and some other things coming out, right? But this guy had a little bit of something. And other than that, it was clean. And I said, what in the world are you eating, or what are you doing? And he said, I'm going to tell you, the only thing that I can attribute it to is I'm in my sauna every morning at 160 degrees for 45 minutes every day. And I said, that's got to be the key, So you're detoxing completely through the sauna as well, and then you come in here and now you're doing a foot bath. He said, yeah, I want to continue this though too, because I can see that there's still some things there. And I said, yeah, and a lot of times maybe we didn't actually open the channels deep enough, because a lot of times people come in and it's really nasty and and then they'll do 2 or 3 and it looks like it's getting, and then all of a sudden, boom, for the next 5, it's so bad. Well, we just started to open the channels and now we're really starting to pull it out. Okay. But everybody's different, Jeannie. Everybody, you never can tell.
Yeah, definitely. I'm still going to try to make a trip down there to visit you guys. I totally believe in everything that you're doing. It can't hurt us. So, I have one statement, and this is going to be like just your hypothesis, if you will. is the FDA is regulating all this stuff, all this stuff that I think is really not right for us. That's about as far as I'll go with that. If we ever get to the point where the FDA gets broken down and we get to monitor, that's my hope, my wish, and my dream for humanity, is that we actually get people that allow the good stuff in and that we get rid of all the bad stuff. That's what we're all headed towards, right? That's our real true world where we want to be. Do you think that the FDA is changing now? Have you seen any changes, or do you think that we got a ways to go?
Oh, I don't think there's been many changes at all. They,
Okay.
I'm sorry to say, but they 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 approve what they're told to approve. Okay,
Yeah.
that's basically it.
Yeah, and so that is coming from the big corporations that have something to sell, and that's the way that it works with everything there. Follow the money, and you'll find out where your answers are coming from. And I'll say, because I know that you probably cannot say a lot, and we'll just leave it at that. And so when people say, the FDA ruled this and ruled that, take a look at these big corporations and these things that they're not here to help us. They're here to help their own pocketbook. And I pray and I wish every single day that this certain institutions will break down and we'll be able to finally get to the point where we are back to where we should be.
Well,
all right. So
there's one good statement that everybody can do, and they can't say anything because it's the truth. And we, like you do, we speak the truth. The sicker we are, the richer they get.
Yeah. Yeah, amen to that. And I was reading some numbers on how much it costs, how much they make keeping us sick. Put it that way.
Right.
And it is sick. It is a sickness, and it's not godly, if you will, or whatever word that you want to use. But I'm going to jump back to Sherry over here. Sherry, I've got two phones up here for you. Do you want me to remove one of them? Okay, I heard her, and I hope that the other one. Okay. All right, beautiful. That might help out with a lot of things here. Okay, so Sherry, I'm going to come back to you. How are the girls doing?
Let me. Can you hear her, or do I need to mute again?
Yeah. Why don't you mute, please? Sherry, go ahead. Can't hear her. Okay, Dr. Ken, can you come back? Dr. Ken?
Okay.
Mute yourself.
I'll mute myself again. Daniel's going down, and he can get her on. Okay.
Okay. Fantastic. I wouldn't mind interviewing Mary if she was up to it, just to see, how she feels, what's going on. Just get some words of wisdom from her, because she's actually going through this now. If you guys don't know, Mary volunteered. I guess she is a follower of Turn the Page, and she happens to live in that area there. And this is her, I believe, is her second time back. We had to reschedule one other time. And hi, Mary. How are you? Can you hear me? She cannot hear me. Okay. Well, I was just going to see if there was some way that we could interview her while she's sitting there. If you guys have any questions on this, please let me know. It looks like we lost Sherry again, but
There we go.
Okay. We're back.
Yeah, we got it. Thanks to my son.
Very good. Thank you, son.
Hey guys, this is Mary, and this is Mary's second foot bath. And she was just telling me about how she felt, and I wanted you to hear what she felt after her first one. Hey, Mary?
Hey, Jean, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Get a little closer, Sherry.
Okay.
So this is my second time. First time was very strange, but Sherry explained the whole process very well. And after the 45-minute session last time, I felt really light. I felt like just everything had just kind of been cleansed out. And I got home and was just full of energy. I felt really good and slept really well. The next day, the same thing. I was like, ready to go. Didn't really need any coffee to get going. Kind of popped out of bed and did my whole routine, and it was just amazing.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Mary. You look familiar to me. I know that I probably have seen you before somewhere along the lines, but thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it. You were a trooper and standing up and volunteering for this. Look how dirty that is. Yep, yep, yep. Ugh.
Yeah, that's hers. And then here is Teeny. Yeah, pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. But what I was showing before was, so I put these are the drops that I put in that we special order. And like I was saying, there's, if anybody wants to get in touch with me, there's certain protocols that I recommend that they would, I could do like a bullet list of things if they, Google and they see somebody that's doing the foot baths before they go and get one, that they would want to make sure that they're following when they're doing the foot bath.
Sherry, can you tell everybody where you're located at and your website so they can contact you? And even, I think Shelly Winfrey was wanting to know about the price. We don't have to talk price here, but they can contact you to possibly purchase one.
Sure. Yeah, we can set them up with that. And we're located in Marietta, Georgia. We're over in East Cobb. And honey, do you want to tell the website?
ART Hyperbarics. ART. And ART stands for Advanced Recovery Therapy, but it's ART Hyperbarics, Marietta, Georgia.
Marietta, Georgia.
Yeah, that's right, Teeny, Marietta, Georgia. Yes, that's where you live.
All right. So I was actually trying to bring it up on the website. I know I had it here once before, but I'll put that up for everybody. And also too, possibly will be at the end. I can't do it on YouTube. I can't put the information on YouTube for some crazy reason, but it'll be over on Rumble because we are going live with Rumble right now. Let's see what else that we have here. So.
Yep. So what I'm going to do is Mary is getting ready to go to the energy portion. I'm going to be turning this on to energy in a few minutes. Teeny's already on the energy setting, and then we will complete Mary's. And then I would like for you to see when I'm dumping the water exactly. You get a better idea of exactly what's coming out of the body.
Okay.
Okay.
15 minutes left, though, huh?
Okay, well, we're almost done. Okay, yeah, now I'm going to be turning this to energy. See, she's got 10 minutes left on there. Yeah, I'll dump Teeny's. Actually, Teeny is already done. So I'm going to mute my mic and I'm going to give the phone to Mary. And I'm going to I'm going to get Teeny's water and then I'll come back and get the phone so that.
Okay, did she mute?
Yes, she did mute.
Okay, good. All right, I'm back.
Okay.
The foot bath is something that you have to be careful of too. I'm just going to throw this out there. There are a lot of your med spas and a lot of those that offer foot baths. And I've been to a couple of them. Just I drop in, hey, how are you? What do you have to offer? And they show me their foot bath. And they've got this $400 foot bath from eBay. Okay. That they're putting feet into. And that may be why people are saying it's a sham. Okay. But so when you're going to do it, check out the facility, see if they have a medical grade foot bath unit or a couple of brands that they can Google and review before they go spend some money and put their feet in something that who knows, right?
Okay. What type of questions do you think that they should ask if they're picking up a phone and calling somebody near them?
That's why I would give them a list.
Yeah. Well, we'll give them a list of some of the top ones. Well, electricity, like we have, AMD is like the premier ionic foot bath that came out. Um, Trying to think of another good one that's there. Erconia used to make one, the same people that make our lasers. I think they've quit, but they've come up with something. Dr. John Brimhall, okay, he has his own. Oh, look at this. Go kind of slow, hon. You should have gone a little slow so you could see the heavy metals in the bottom. Oh, she had the phone doing it, so she could only do one hand. That would have
Gotcha.
been
Yeah.
dangerous. That would have been dangerous. So we're good there. But the array actually, it'll be hard to pick up on that, but you can actually look in the array and around the condensed areas, you'll see where the heavy metals actually conglomerate right on that. Okay, chunks of them, So, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
there's
well, not only would I recommend if they contact a facility that is saying that they're doing this, they're not only the equipment, but how they maintain the equipment, and that they're also offering the essential trace minerals along with it, like we do, to replenish your body. Because if your body is not replenished with the good stuff that's being taken out, it's detrimental. These are things that guidelines that should be followed by everyone, but not everyone does it because it is expensive. These are not, they're not cheap, but it's something that should be done.
Yes. So I'm sharing your website right now, a Hyperbaric Center Advanced Recovery Therapy.
Mm-hmm.
You can schedule appointment there. I put the links in both Rumble and also on YouTube if you are interested. It's a small world. We can always travel to Marinetta, Georgia, and you can set up a consultation or just talk to them on the phone. They've been my last show that I did here, there were so many people that were interested in, and I know that you helped a lot of people because they were putting comments out here that they did talk to you. So and this is all good. I guess I'm going to come back to the dirty water here in a minute, and
well, I can explain a little bit of the dirty water here. You see this right here, this foam.
Yes.
Okay, some of that is also there's yeast in there also that she's being pulled out, some toxic yeast that's in there.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that kind of comes through the lymphatic system.
Yeah, and so she's really cleaning her lymphs right now. And then a lot with the red that I noticed in here, she had, and especially I could tell at the very beginning of her session, I noticed that it was really orangey, and that is a sign of like your joints, like for your arthritis, for the buildup in your joints. Because whenever I start to feel my joints starting to stiffen any, I come up here and it's gone,
Yeah. I just want to give a shout out to Colleen. Colleen, if you could ever make a trip over to Atlanta, I would love to have you go and talk to Dr. Ken and Sherry. Colleen has been with me forever, following me. And, I'm not sure what you guys charge, but I would even pay for Colleen to get this detoxing done, because she's one person that, I know that she's very health conscious, if you will. And Colleen, I just wanted to let you know, reach out to me. You got my email address, and we'll arrange things. This is fantastic. This is really good stuff. And Colleen is saying that she would actually love that. So Sherry, you guys are doing excellent work. I hope that everybody reaches out and contacts you. I'm actually going to share your phone number with them if I can.
Well, we love what we do, Janine. And in our heart, we know what a help it is. And that's what keeps us going, even at our age.
Yeah, I hear you. I definitely understand that. I want to just say to you, I totally love the work that you are doing. I'm going to be, I have a birthday coming up on Friday. I'm going to be 62, and I'm always thinking, when is it the time that I'm going to retire? There's no time to retire in any
Yeah.
of this. We all have to keep moving. We all have to keep going. This is Dr. Ken Kasky, if I pronounce it correct, Advanced Recovery Therapy. And he is located in Marinetta, Georgia, and it's ART at advancedrecoverytherapy.com. 770-321-0696. Look them up on the internet. You can see they've got a map. They've got so much good information out there. They've got a blog. You could schedule an appointment and just call them and talk to Sherry directly, if you will. This is all good information. Look at that handsome man there.
No, look, I'm younger than that picture now, and that was 7 years ago. So, okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, I want to go back some just to throw at you. We have a client who's been with us now for quite a while, and he doesn't mind because he's going to be sharing a lot of things too on Google and that. Now that we've kind of redone everything, we've got a lot of reviews going to be dropping for all the people that we've helped. But he has Crohn's disease, and on his 22nd time using the laser and the chamber, for the first time in 12 years, he had a solid stool. Okay. Okay. So can you imagine all those 12 years of diarrhea? Okay. Anyway, he has several Airbnbs here, and we have one 10 minutes from us that has 6 rooms that we're going to have access to for people to be able to come in. And the prices are really phenomenal. Especially when the people are coming here to do an 8-week 40 protocol session, and there's a lot of them, okay, that fall under that diagnosis and protocol. And you can stay in this beautiful place for $1,000 a month, okay? That's like, whoa, in Atlanta. And be able to come and get your treatments done, you know. And yeah, so we're going to be offering that in the near future too. So,
all right, let me just give you one more plug here. I want to read you Dr. Ken Kasky, a chiropractic and specialties and certification of applied kinesiology, master of autism. That's what really grabbed my heart because, you guys all know where it is derived from. I'm not going to go into it, but it's he will work with the sensitivities of biomedical emphasis. He graduated in Life University in 1992. Extensive experience in other areas, including health, including autoimmune disorder and clinical nutrition, ADD, ADHD, and injuries. And he uses multiple therapies for healing and detoxing, as you can see here. Do we need? Oh, I think we just lost. There's Mary. Mary, do you want to add anything? How are you feeling right now? I just want to get her perspective of this. Can't hear her.
oh, you're muted.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
I feel really amazing, and the benefits of that will go on to the evening and tomorrow. So,
Mary,
I'll be a regular here.
Mary, did I meet you in Las Vegas?
No, I was on one of your Zoom calls a while ago.
Oh, okay. You look too familiar to me.
It
Thank you.
stays in Vegas. What are you
I've been
talking
following you
about?
for a while, Janine.
Oh, okay. She has a familiar face. That's all that I could say. All right. So, any other questions from anybody out there? I put the links out there, and I'll try to get them out on Rumble after the fact. And Rumble, how are you guys doing out there? I haven't heard from any of you. Can you detox my dog? Go lay down. Go on. Go lay down.
No, but what's really interesting, we'll throw this out to you. I have a lady, and she claims that she has the oldest dog in the United States. And I'll tell you, when you look at this dog, you would probably believe that, okay? But she calls me once a month because the dog loses continence and starts leaking everywhere and is so arthritic, can't walk. So I go up there once a month and I cold laser the dog, and the dog is good for a month, almost a month. Like a young pup, can hold his bladder again, everything. It's really pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's our imagination will take us to wherever we need to go with it. There's no more rules and restrictions around healing it whatsoever. And I appreciate you guys for being here. We've only got a couple more minutes. Sherry, did you want to wrap up anything? What do you want to share with anyone at this point?
She's walking around with the new chambers and doing things behind me here, and
I'm gonna go show the lasers.
then I'm just going to go up here, and there she goes. She's coming around here, and then there's the big laser that's like phenomenal. And what they're doing is they're using them, and they're starting to stack the lasers. So we'll use 2 or 3 of the lasers at the same time. And if if somebody wants to reach out to that, I can give them a website to go look at this doctor. It's mind blowing what he's doing when he's using 3 lasers at the same time. I mean, it's like crazy. Anyway.
Dr. Ken, I was going to see a chiropractor because I couldn't move. Last time you guys were here, I was in a lot of pain, and I'm kind of done with it. It's been a month, 3 times a week. He was doing this laser therapy on me. It was this green light laser. I don't know if that's the same thing that you're referring to, but it did bring down some of the inflammation in my knee.
Yeah, it probably was. If it was it green and violet at the same time?
Oh, I don't know. They had me wear goggles. I couldn't tell. I didn't look because I was face down.
Well, I don't know of anybody other than the people that we use that are using the green and violet now. It's only been out for about 7 months. Yeah.
Whoa.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
We have the red and violet, and then the green and violet, and then we have that big one that Sharon showed you. And that's like massively hitting trillions of photons. Really, it's like nuts. There was on this one guy's website, real quick, he shows a lady in a cast, and he's shining the light through the cast, and then it proceeds, and then the cast is not there, and she's moving her hands back and forth, and the question is, when you had the surgery, what did the surgeon say? Did he want you to touch those fingers together? He wanted me to try, and how much, and what did he say? He said, well, he was hoping that I'd be able to do that when I came back in 4 weeks. And then they show up, and he's got the lasers going on her hand, and she's doing this and doing this. And it's like, isn't that amazing? Okay. What he wanted you to do and see in 4 weeks, we just did in 15 minutes.
Yeah. I'm telling you, the technology is definitely there, and I'm so glad that you guys have it. And I hope that you get the other 2 chambers up and running, and that you configure everything. What do you got, Sherry? You got 2 minutes.
I just wanted to say, hey, everybody, and thanks for listening to us. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're more than happy to help any way that we can, because we want to change lives and for the better. We know that we can do it. We know that we can help. And, don't hesitate to reach out to us because we love everybody.
Yeah.
So you guys, you showed us 2 things so far. Is there a 3rd show coming up here, Sherry?
Well, let's see here. I can teach you how to hula hoop. I could.
I can do jokes, but I start laughing before the punchline, and I can't get it out.
He can't tell a joke without laughing. It's so funny. Yeah.
Well, thank you all, and thank your daughter, your son, for helping us. Thank you, Mary. Blessings to you guys, because you are all helping us each and every show. And share this, everybody. Please share this. This has to get out there. And you never know. We'll probably do another follow up with you, Dr. Ken. You seem to be moving into the Aquarius age, if I could say that. Your technology is getting better and better, and you're staying on top of it. You are a young man on the inside, and you are determined to help humanity. And I could see that and sense it. And thank you so much. Blessings to you and your family, Dr. Ken.
Well, next time we get together, we'll discuss this and that to actually look and see what all these things do behind us.
Okay.
Yeah. Go a little more in depth.
And I can put that out there without us getting shut down. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I'm much better now. So who knows? There might be a trip to Marietta, Georgia, coming soon. To everybody there. Thank you again, everybody who brought us this information. Blessings to everyone. And now we turn the page. Good day.
Good night. Thank you.
Thanks.